Alright guys, so off to the gym again. What day is it today? It's Friday. So yeah, was a good Friday today. I was just thinking, is the gym going to be open? Because I know in Spain it's a bit more strict. You suddenly think, you know what, I'm bored, I've got nothing to do, I'll go out, and everything's shut. But it's the UK, so yeah, the gym's already open. I checked the app earlier, there's about 70 people in there at the minute. Yeah, so I want to talk about a few things today, because I'm going to do a podcast probably on Sunday again. I know I'm doing sort of pre-recordings, but I don't know what I do with the pre-recordings or actually have it live and just let people know when I'm doing it, because I know I don't get many people on, because that's mainly down to me being a bit ad hoc, I think, because I just think, oh, I'll do the podcast, I keep promising, and then I'll do it whatever time of day it is at that time, rather than being consistent. So that's on me. But anyway, yeah, the gym stuff. I just want to say, I come across this 70-day challenge. They call it 70 challenge, but the funny thing is, sorry, I don't watch here. There's massive potholes on this road. When I turn, I'm going to watch cars. Jesus, that must got worse. Downtown Baghdad, the state of this road. It looks like it's had mortar fire in it. Twat with the Range Rover. Yeah. I can't see because you're fucking that big. Yeah. So, yeah, back on where we were talking about, now we're out and about. So, yeah, the weight thing. So I've seen this 70 challenge, it's a 70-day challenge, and I can get what the consistency of it is. Like 30 days is too short, you know, because people do it and then they get it straight to the bad habits. So for me, I took it 70 days, but then I'm already thinking, well, hang on, I'm just doing this anyway. You know, it's not 70 days, it's more of a permanent change. So the reason I bring it up is, if you have a look at the structure on it, it's quite a good structure, and it's not my structure, but it is sort of aligned with better health, better mental well-being, everything else, because it's not just about going to the gym and getting your steps in or whatever you're doing. It's also taking a bit of time out to do things like read a book, play an instrument, making time for yourself, because I've got to be honest, one of my biggest problems is I make too much time for other people, and not enough time for myself, and that's something I've been reshaping for the last month. But is it working? Well, the weird thing is, I think I'm eating more, but eating more of the right food. So the other day, for example, I had 4 eggs for breakfast. That I basically turned into an omelette, and I struggled to eat that. That's a lot of eggs for me. But at the same time, I'm eating more, and I can see, because I have one of these Renfo scales, so I can see not just your weight, but I can see, for example, it tells me my level of protein. It tells me about my muscle mass. It tells me about visceral fats. It tells me about, and the fact is, I can see my weight's coming down, visceral fat's coming down, muscles going up, and it's actually working. And the weird thing is, it's also about what you're eating, in the sense of not everybody's the same. Because I tried doing the eat more cereal crap, you know, in the sense of eat more dried stuff. When I say cereal, I'm not talking about your cornflakes that's riddled with sugar. But what I found is it just sits in my stomach like a lead weight. My body doesn't like it. Meat, loves it. It functions well on meat. Vegetables, loves it. But going on the, have some wheat, have some of this, no, it hates it. It can't digest it. It's like concrete in my system. So I think one of the things I would advise you guys is just rotate on food. If something's not working, you're probably eating a type of food that doesn't agree with your body. And also just watch what's in the bloody stuff, because a lot of the time it's sold as healthy and it's not. It's a bit like when people go, oh, there's no sugar in it but sweeteners, and you go, right, I don't like either. I don't add sugar to anything, and I don't like any E numbers, so I'm not after either. But a lot of the stuff is sort of missold, because I think one of the problems, I know it all sounds conspiracy theory, but do your own research, that one of the big problems is a lot of these people that are telling us how to eat healthy get funded by people that put the crap in the food. So my advice on it basically is, you can do it. If something's not working, don't give up, actually change what you're doing. So like I recognise eating cereals and stuff, trying to work that way where it's more of a, what's that, whole green, or not whole green, is it? Whole grain, sort of like, body doesn't like it. I'm not a horse. But having more of a, was it paleo diet? May have got that wrong. Works for me, because I think I'm more of a carnivore by nature. I don't eat red meat for a few weeks. I start feeling my fangs getting sore, or wanting to bite people. But adding to that, another tool that I highly recommend if you're going down this route, and even if you struggle, is get Chat GPT to help you. I talked to Chat GPT. I set up a project. I know you have to pay $20 a month or £20 a month or whatever they're charging for the full access for some of the stuff that I do. But with Chat GPT, it's improved its memory lately, so it can sort of keep on top of things. So it remembers what you were doing yesterday. If you tell it your weight, it will remember what your weight was. And the same as if you've got something like a Renfro scale, it can sort of feed that in so that you can keep things up to date. And here's a little tip: you don't have to sit and type what your Renfro scale says, or whatever brand you've got. Take a screenshot. Chat GPT can read it. It recognizes the words in your reporting, and then it can keep that up to date with where you currently are. Now, the reason I say do that is because the Renfro won't know your dietary and fitness habits. So ChatGPT can help you focus on specifics. So if you've got something that's not working, it can pick it up, and working with the stats you're giving it can give you a bit more of a solution. It's the same as I'm eating vitamins, which is something I never thought I would do, because I mean, I get the vitamins are normally down to a dietary issue. In the UK, trying to get a good bloody diet is difficult, because even trying to find mint the other day, mint, the bloody goes wild here in this bloody country. I couldn't find any. Yeah, it's much harder to eat healthier than it is to eat crap. So anyway, moving on from that, but ChatGPT can work with you. So I generally find the bigger supermarkets, I don't like shopping in them. I especially despise Tesco's. Whether it's, oh well, if you buy it and use your club card, it's this price. Otherwise, you as a customer, we're going to charge you extra. How about just don't be a customer? I think that's a better idea. Who the hell are you to tell me to use your fucking... Well, I nearly said a bad word. Hopefully didn't pick it up. To use your club card. I don't want a club card, because I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want you sending me bloody, oh, this is on offer, this isn't. I don't want any of that crap. That's just you making money off my back. It's bad enough with bloody Meta and everybody else. But anyway, moving on. So ChatGPT can be very, very useful, and you can feed it supermarket information. Hence I get back on point, because I'm doing more with Lidl and Aldi. The reason I do that is quite simply, I find their food's better, and they're not telling me I can get it cheaper if I use their club card. Oh, sorry. The Tesco view is, we'll charge you more if you don't use our club card. Where Lidl do actually have a club card. My wife's got it, and she'll go, oh, this is on offer. And I'm like, I don't know why you do this and get vouchers. I just shop for what I want. I'm not interested in people trying to upsell me. I know how sales work, and I'm not really interested. Worst customer ever, me. So the point being is, Chat GPT can actually tell you what to be buying in the supermarket. So you can tell it, so I go to Lidl, what do you recommend? And one of the ones I recommend is Greek yogurt. And what I do with the Greek yogurt, so I've got a mint I'm going to take in because I help with my throat. You probably hear it's quite dry. What I do with the, I was going to say what I do with the mint. What I do with Chat GPT, what I do with the Greek yogurt is I chop up some garlic and cucumber and throw it in there with a hint of lemon. And to be perfectly honest, I can eat that on its own. I can have that as a breakfast. I can have that as a side order with a jacket potato. I can have it as a filler for something else so that I don't have bread. There's lots of little things like that Chat GPT is great for, because it's working with the ingredients that are readily available. It makes life so much easier. I'm not interested in spending 20 minutes making something either. I want everything quick, done. Because my wife loves cookery. That's why when I go back to Spain I put on weight. I don't hold her against her, because that's her thing, and I like good food. Nobody's forcing me to eat the good food. But yeah, because I don't have like added salt, added sugar, added sauces, all that stuff, which are all the hidden calories. My wife does it for flavour and stuff like that. When I'm here, like this morning, I had some bacon sandwiches. Now, some people complain, say, oh, well, bacon's not good. Right, about 500 calories all in. That's my breakfast and lunch. I've already burned 500 calories in the park earlier. I'm about to go and burn probably 600 to 700 calories in the gym now. Then I may still go for a walk this afternoon. The whole thing with me, and I know people say don't bother with counting calories, don't do this. Even with this, what I do is I understand how much calories are in something. So when you start thinking, well, there's 70, 90 calories in a slice of bread, you start realizing how easy it is to put on weight with bread, because it's on top of that, it's offering nothing to the body except for possibly filling your stomach out. Easiest way to fill your stomach out in a healthy way, what I do is to monitor my water intake. I take a 2-litre bottle. I take a couple of drinks off the top, and then what I do from there is I get a lemon and just chop a full lemon up and throw it in it. And that means I know I've drank 2 litres of water that day, and I also know as well that's helped in my digestion, because it's good for your gut. Is it working? Yeah, my weight's coming down daily. The calorie deficit makes a difference, but it's also about I'm eating stuff that's of value. So that's where ChatGPT comes into its own, I think, because you can take a quick breakdown and go, oh right, I've had 4 Lincolnshire sausages. Okay, did you have any bread? No. Okay, 4, bang. You know, you could even get the brand. You sort of go, oh, but 4 Richmond Irish sausages. Bang. It knows already. They'll go and search the supermarket and find it's what you bought, and it'll work out what the details are. I think this is one of the things AI is probably doing a lot better than a lot of other stuff out there in helping people lose weight if you start to use it. And this is what I did the video, because I thought it was a practical use. I mean, I think, what am I down now? I'm probably down about 6 to 7 kilos since I left Spain. Because in Spain, I've got to admit, well, the weather was rubbish though, wasn't it? So I say I didn't exercise as much. Well, the gym at the end of my road hasn't got any gym equipment yet. I'm waiting for that to open. But then I do recognise the evolution of dad bod often comes down to your time is always someone else's. You're the dad taxi. You know, you're taking the kids to their clubs or their events. You're also still working during the day, so when you've got downtime, there's always something going on. And in Spain, my calendar's pretty full all the time because there's always something going on. And then we do have some downtime. Guess what? We all go out together. So it does sort of impact you. And I recognise that. That's where I started when I come here. I started getting to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock. And there's certain times of the day because I was struggling to get on any of the weight equipment, but then I went at different times of the day, and it does make you tired for the first week, I'll tell you, because you're going in at say 1 o'clock in the morning going, great, hardly anybody's here. And then you go at lunchtime the following day at 12 o'clock and it's jam-packed. But then you come in at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and it's empty. So you start finding patterns, and the app for me doesn't seem to be correct, because like now it'll say it's busy, but I can guarantee it's not going to be busy at this time of day, 2 o'clock on a bank holiday. I mean, I get the everyone's going to buy their shopping for the bank holiday, but I'm not expecting the gym to be jam-packed. But this is the thing with your gym as well. Even doing that, it's just finding the best times to get in there. Because I know a lot of people say, well, I do it first thing in the morning to get it out of the way. And I agree. Because even if I haven't been going to the gym that early, I've still got my routine. I'm getting up earlier. I walk in the park. Going through the motions of work. Broke my work into sections so I can get fitness around my work day as well. And by the evening, making a little bit of time for playing the guitar or working on some other bits and pieces I'm trying to do. The whole point of this being is it's an evolution, and one of the things I want to sort of share is it does take time, and you've got to move it bit by bit. It doesn't happen overnight, and you do have to keep sticking to it. And even if you fall off, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if I mentioned before, because I moved from beer to whiskey because I don't like whiskey that much. And the reason being is I got this Friday habit, not to do with alcohol itself. It's because I always, when I worked in construction on a Friday, we always used to go to the pub. So, and then as you get a bit older, you just think, oh, I'll get some beer on the way home, because it's a carry-on from that. And then you know there's something missing on a Friday because you didn't go and get the beer. And it's not even about drinking the bloody beer. It's about you've got into the habit of just getting the beer because that's what you've always done on a Friday. So I swapped it to whiskey because you're more prone to drink the beer because you bought it and put it in the fridge. So I swapped to whiskey. And what I found is, for a start, I can't drink that much whiskey. Because I like some shots of it, and then you just enjoy it round your mouth or whatever. But you've got to, it's the good whiskey that I like, so I'm not going to drink that on a regular basis. But I got so I started off with swapped the beer for whiskey because I don't drink that much of it, and did that for a few weeks. Now it sort of broke the picking it up on a Friday, the beer up on a Friday, because obviously you get a bottle of whiskey, it lasts forever. And it's gone from that to now I'm no longer looking to pick it up on a Friday, to now I'm not drinking the whiskey at all, and it's pretty much, I think it's broke that cycle of picking the beer up on the Friday. So Yeah, that's a good thing, because a lot of the stuff we do is out habits. And it may not be that the problem is you may have an addiction, or you may have a problem with something. The issue is that you've always done it, and it may take a bit of a change to do that, especially when you're in a, like for example, in a bad work environment. If you're in a bad work environment, like, the Friday drink might be, yeah, there's your reward for finishing the week, there's your reward for um getting through another week of hell, or whatever it is. So there may be another driver in the back of your head you're not even thinking about, that doesn't exist in the reality. Is what sort of stuck in the back of your head as a thought. Now, I suppose that sort of ties in with the guitar as well, though, because I've replaced a lot of those sort of thoughts around music and stuff as well. I've got back into music, and I've got into starting to learn to play the guitar. Now, these small changes make a massive difference, because firstly, learning the guitar, I'm finding it not difficult. In fact, I've been finding it easy to understand. It's just difficult to use these sausages. So it's got that repetition. You've got to practice, you've got to focus, you've got to be able to switch off from all the day-to-day grind, because you've got something that A, you're interested in, but B, it's actually therapeutic and good for the mind. And I suppose C is you do get these mini achievements when you can suddenly play something. Or, as I found the other day, I find it easier to play in a more classical sense than I do like with strumming, because I find it easier to play all strings with my right hand, which may be a bit weird, but then it would make sense. I've spent most of my life on a keyboard, so maybe that's it. I don't know. But I'm enjoying the fact of going through this new experience. And there's the other side of it, is you've got a hobby developing, which from a health point of view is another good thing, because you'll find people that are like-minded, find people at a similar level, find people you can engage with, and it creates another community piece. And may eventually join a band, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm still on early days. What am I doing at the moment? I've got Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, and The Horse with No Name by America. So that's the two I'm working on at the moment. But the fact is, I can get it. I mean, I can visualize it. I've got a very good ear for sound. So it's like, I'm finding that quite good. It's just when people are doing it that quick, you go, hang on a minute. I've got to be able to see it. So just break it down. Bang, bang, do, and away you go. I'm getting it. So, yeah. So all good at the minute. And just as a little bit on the end, because a lot of you guys probably got bored before I got here, I've actually been invited to a conference in London. Well, it's a big show. It's an innovation show in, I think it's Excel, which is a big conference centre. I mean, I looked on the website, and there's already about 7,000 people signed up to it, and I've been asked to go there as a speaker. So that's for me, that'll be an interesting one. Along with some other stuff that I'll talk about as and when I do them. But the point is, even with the health stuff, this is tying into a bigger picture piece, because I'm talking about moving forward business wise and everything else. Well, part of that is actually developing myself, because I look around of what they would see as high achievers, and they all look like they're, what's it, NPCs? The guys in the video games, they all look the same. So they have a certain persona, certain dress code, talk through their nose, in this false face thing. Now, I'm not false face, but I recognize I'm overweight, doing something about it, because the image I want to present is a professional image. The image I want to present is orientated around knowing what I'm doing, and part of that is actually dealing with yourself. You know, if you look healthy, you look fit, you look after yourself, then you're selling an image that also projects that you're the person they want to deal with their business. You're the person they want to engage with around solving their long-term issues on their contracts. And it's already gaining legs in some ways, but I can't really talk about it at the minute because it's still evolving. And I'm not being a man plan, God's laughs scenario. I'm just taking it one step at a time. It'll take time. It's evolving, it's developing, and ultimately we should see the outputs of it in the next 12 months. But no, like I said, a lot of this, I do say I'm going to do this, going to do this, going to do this, going to do this. And you probably notice, you think, oh, you all say you're doing it, but you ain't doing it. A lot of this takes time. I mean, doing my degree has taken, I didn't even realize it took this long, nearly 2 years. But funny enough, I think the course has a minimum of 18 months. There was nothing I could do to speed it up. And in fact, even now, my lecturer said, you're actually finishing it early, and that's an achievement. For me, it doesn't feel like an achievement, but at the same time, I recognize I've got through the course. I've got another tick in the box. I'm now moving into the next phase. I'm pulling all my stuff together because I want to evolve everything. So it's not just the bits on the surface that we talk on here. There's a lot of other stuff I'm doing, which is going to come together over the next 12 months. I'm working with people, a lot of good technology and stuff that may not have strong marketing and sales. So I've got to find ways to generate them an income, generate me an income, and be on the top end of that so that it works for everybody and we all do something out of it. So anyway, we'll get there. I just hope you guys are all doing well. That's a key for me as well. Because life's crap enough, guys. Today I'm not talking about any of the political stuff today, because it's not that I've given up. It's just regurgitated nonsense. We know what we've got isn't performing, and we've got to let it spiral all the way down before it can recover. So why am I wasting my time on it? Why am I wasting your time on it by talking about it? Let's move on. Have a great day, have a great bank holiday, and happy Easter. Thanks for watching.